Apparently, I'm live. Hello, everyone. This is Wendy Lou with Parenting Through Ascension, my YouTube channel. If you're watching me on Higher Self, I encourage you to go check out my other videos on my personal channel. And if you have any comments, I ask that you leave them under the video in my personal channel so I actually see them. I love to read the comments and I love to respond. And so, especially if you have any questions for me, please, click. There's a little link below if you're watching me in Higher Self that says Wendy's original video is here. Just click on that and you'll go to my personal channel and then you can leave the comment there. But I encourage you to check out my other videos if they resonate with you. If you like any of them, subscribe, share them. You never know who of your friends may need to hear anything that I might have to say. So I am here for you. So I wanted to do this video and hopefully it won't drag on too long, but I have been just kind of feeling a little punchy as far as people whining and complaining about having to change the way they do things in order to have a better life. Okay, so to give you an example, this was an experience the other day. Well, first of all, I'll give you a little backstory, although all of my videos, I talk about, my personal journey and what I've been through. I used to be, the mom who went through the McDonald's drive-through. I used to live on Coke and then Diet Coke and then back to Coke. I mean, I was there. I used to have an overscheduled life and overscheduled children, and everything was insanity. And I was numb. I was numb to it all. It has been a grueling, challenging, sometimes really painful journey to get where I'm at right now. We have a very laid back, relaxing lifestyle now. We eat organic. We're healthier than we've ever been. I mean, we just have made so many changes. But it wasn't easy, you guys. And so the benefit I believe that I had was, which I wouldn't have never have thought of it as a plus before, but I literally was my guides in this life, spiritual, alien, whatever, angelic, my guides almost literally picked me up and threw me off the cliff because I refused to listen to them. I refused to follow any guidance I got. I refused to change anything about my life. I thought I had it all figured out and I was doing everything right. And so I was thrown off the cliff. And so why do I say that's a benefit? Because I was given no choice but to change the way I was doing things. It was either change the way I ate or, no kidding, curl up and die. It was either change the way I thought about myself, change my, what do they call it? The inner monologue, change my subconscious tape recorder, right? It was either do the work, which was not easy, you guys. It was either do the work to change that inner monologue going on, the inner voices, right? The always negative things. You're fat, you're ugly, you're not good enough, you're a terrible mom, you're a terrible wife. All this stuff that was going through my head. It was either change that, flip it, or curl up and die. It was either change the way I treated my body, not just food, but moving and, working out the proper way for my body instead of eating like shit and then overworking out and being stressed from both. Okay. It was either change the way I treated my body or curl up and die. So you see, I was given the choice. Sure, I was given a choice. I could change everything. And no kidding, I had ignored my guidance for so long, 15 years, oh, maybe 12, 13 years. Because about 12, 13, no, well, not years ago. About 20 years ago is when the Celestine prophecy first fell into my lap. And you guys, that was supposed to be my awakening. And I pushed it away and I pushed it down and I ignored it and I shut it down. And so so 6-ish years ago, 14 years after that, I was literally, it was change everything overnight or curl up and die. So do you know what happened is I went through I changed everything. I changed everything. After about 2 weeks of not eating, not sleeping, not being able to function at all, I started to climb out of the pit and I climbed and I pulled myself out. Now I know now that I had help and I had guidance, but in the physical, I felt like I was doing it all by myself. And so I had what they call a healing crisis. And yes, I healed, or I was healing my body, my mind, my spirit, everything. But it was so profound because I had changed so much. I had quit doing so much cold turkey, and then I'd added these things in, right? Like I all of a sudden, we stopped eating all of the junk, and all of a sudden was giving my body nothing but organic, healthy food, and my body freaked out. And my mind freaked out, and my hormones. Now, besides the fact that I had just 2 years earlier, I'd had a baby, I had my fourth child, and then 2 months after that turned 40. And so my hormones were already really kind of pissed at me for doing that, because I hadn't taken care of my body. So they didn't know what to do with this 40-year-old lactating. I mean, it was just a mess. And then I had, at 42, had my awakening. And so I went through a big healing crisis. In fact, it was one after the other. And I'm telling you this not to scare you, but to encourage you to open up, be aware, pay attention to the guidance, pay attention to the messages you're getting that are telling you to change the way you eat, that are telling you to not go through the McDonald's drive-thru, that are telling you to not go get that Frappuccino at Starbucks. Sorry, I know I rag on Starbucks, but it's crap, you guys, okay? And the people who tell me, oh, but you can get a healthy drink there. Why are we supporting companies that are out there to serve us crap? The healthy stuff is few and far between. Buy your own and make it at home, or find a local coffee shop that serves mostly, the good stuff. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox about Starbucks. Anyway, because I was a Frappuccino, let me tell you, I used to be a Frappuccino every other day person. I was there. I know you because I was you. I promise. I'm not just, I didn't just come down here to preach. I lived the life. I lived in the muck, and I was there, and I know what it's like. But I experienced these healing crises because I ignored all of the guidance. I ignored all the messages. And because I came here for a specific mission and came here to get some shit done, I was thrown off the cliff so that I would stop doing it. And they knew that I would survive it. It sucked, but I did survive it. And here I am still, I'm still here. So I'm encouraging you. I'm telling you my story because I almost didn't make it. And there have been many, many times where I have, sorry, I'm too old. This is like many, many times where I wanted to pack it in, where I said, I can't, I'm done. This is enough. If I have to go through anything else, like that again, I can't do it. And then it would be not only again, but worse. You find out how much you can handle. You find out how much you can handle, and how strong really you are. And so I encourage you to pay attention so that you don't have to do it the way I did it. And now I know for a fact that this is one of my jobs, is I went through it that way so that I could turn around and say, hey, wake up, don't do it this way. It sucked. It was awful. And so, I almost didn't make it. But even with all the help, I almost didn't make it. I was begging for an end. I was, many times. And so, I'm sorry, I'm a little fidgety. And so, because I was a little nervous about doing this video, because I'm like, I don't know, people are not going to resonate with this, but you know what? I can't care about that, because this is my message, and this is my mission, is to be, and I hate to say it, but is to be a mom, is to be, to scold you a little bit, that you need to pay attention. You need to listen to, if you have anything nagging at you saying, don't have that Coke. As we know now, they've proven that it's causing cancer, that it's causing obesity, that it's just an awful, awful, awful thing. Stop putting it into your body. I get it. You're addicted. Okay. But people beat addiction every day. And so can you. I did. I was addicted to all of that crap. So I promise you it can be done. The problem that I have is, so here's the experience I had the other day, is I was sitting with a bunch of friends in a group, I hate to say it because I know some of them may actually watch this video, which is wonderful, but not super close friends. Like, these aren't my besties. I don't know, none of them really are anybody that I would feel like I can call at 2 a.m. if I needed something, if that gives you an idea. But they're wonderful, wonderful women. It's not anything, any fault of theirs that we're not better acquainted. but we just have busy lives and we haven't gotten to that point. And so we were all together, our children were playing and we were all together. And I have lost quite a bit of weight, and it was mentioned, and I don't even know how it came about, but I talked about, we were actually discussing stinky teenagers, how teenagers smell bad, the hormones and everything. And I mentioned that I make our deodorant. It's super easy: coconut oil, baking soda, and then you choose an essential oil. I recommend lavender because it's soothing, especially for women who when we shave under there. Okay, so I make our deodorant, and my teenager hates it, and he doesn't like to use it. And so it's been a struggle to try and find something for him to use. So he went for a while with nothing. And that was not pleasant for everyone around him. He's going to kill me if he ever watches this. And so we were discussing this, and they all had, kind of the same experience. Oh, they had stinky teenage boys as well. But when I said I make our deodorant, one of the other women said, oh, I tried that and I got a rash. And I turned to her and I said, yes, of course you did. I said, because it was doing its job. It was detoxing your body. And our underarms, let me tell you, our underarms are a huge detox area. Huge, huge, huge. We're meant to detox from that area. That is why we sweat and smell under there, okay? Because it's stuff detoxing from our body. And so the homemade deodorant, the baking soda, especially, baking soda is a huge detoxer. It sucks everything out of your body. And so the coconut oil is meant to be kind of a carrier and a soothing part, and then the lavender, it just adds to that healing and everything. But she said, no, I got a rash. It wasn't a good thing. And I was like, no, that was a good thing. And I told her, I said, when I first started to use the homemade deodorant after switching from Secret or whatever I was using, no kidding, overnight, when I realized how toxic it was for my body, I had, not only was I, 42, had a one in diapers. I wasn't still nursing, but my hormones, like I said, were just so out of whack. And so I was healing those as well. I was healing so much at once. And that I don't think I smelled horrible, you guys. I'm just going to be honest. I smelled horrible using the homemade deodorant because it was pulling all that stuff out of my body. For 6 months, I had a rash. And for the first couple of months, it was so bad that I couldn't put my arms all the way down. And I was caking my underarms with just pure lavender some days, but coconut oil and lavender without the baking soda, just to ease the itchiness, the angriness of what was going on under there. And so I said I had a rash for 6 months, and someone else in the room said, no thanks, I'll take my chemicals. And you guys, there are days where I'm at my wit's end with it. It's like, and it's not like this was a room full of women who were asking for my advice or my help, right? So it's not really the point, but I just feel like it's such the mentality. And what frustrates me is I know that this person is supposed to be on this path, on this light worker, way shower path. And boy, is there resistance. I mean, I can't even tell you. And I get that. I promise you, I get that. I want you all to avoid the way that I did it. Don't get thrown off the cliff. Don't get thrown off the cliff, because when you do, you hit every fucking sharp rock on your way down. I promise you. And so I'm here to tell you that there is a better way. Just be open, be aware. You hear the messages. I know you do, because I know I did. And I just went, no. I'm going to have my Coke. I don't care what you say. Instead of, and it got more and more nagging and more and more nagging. And the more I ignored it, then my guides, I'm sure, had a little meeting, and we're like, okay, it's time to throw her off the cliff. And of course they're at the bottom to catch me, but I didn't know that at the time. And so my frustration is, and maybe that's all this is just me venting, getting the frustration out. I'm releasing it all. I want to be here for you guys. I want to be here for people. I want to help. I want to offer my services. I do Reiki. I do energy readings. I can do intuitive essential oil readings. And sometimes I can just chat with you and help a little bit. I do my best. If we are in alignment. And so I want to, but when it comes down to, oh, well, tell us how, like I said, I have lost quite a bit of weight. And of course, everybody's all, oh, what did you do? What did you do? And the minute I get into what I've done, I don't eat potatoes. I don't eat corn. I don't eat tomatoes or nightshades of any kind. And that might be a temporary thing. I'm hoping it is, because I love bell peppers and some other things that I miss. But, and they're vegetables. But I've given up a lot. I don't eat processed sugar. I don't eat after 7 o'clock at night, ever. Nothing but water. And I do systemic fasting. So I eat all of my food within about an 8-hour period during the day. And, they say to even shorten that to 6, 4, 5, 6, ideally, to eat all your food in that little time frame. And that's not for everybody. That's what's working for me right now. And the minute I go into all of that, no, I can't do that. No, forget that. So if you really want to have a better life, have a healthier body, have a happier relationships, have just a mind that is more at peace, a spirit that is more content, and you don't have that right now, then you're doing something or not doing something that you should be doing or should be quitting doing. That didn't make any sense. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Either you're doing something that's keeping you in this place, or you're not doing something that's keeping you in this place. So it's time to make a change. It's time to make a change. And if you're resistant to making that change, then I can't help you at all. I can't do anything for you. And so it has to be you. All I can do is show you the door. You have to walk through it. And I've been through the door. I've been through the 7 levels of hell. I promise you. I have been through it all. Okay, so don't think I have had the dark thoughts. I have had the shadow, I've done the shadow work where I have confronted the darkest parts of myself. And I promise you, any dark thought you've had is not darker than mine. Okay, we're all from the same place. And we all came here to do the same thing. Those of us who are on this ascension journey, we all came to figure out how to do better, how to figure out how to be better, or how to just allow that growth to be better, that soul expansion. We've just been in this place of resistance and needing the rules and needing to be told what to do for so long that we don't know how to do anything ourselves. I mean, it's only a matter of time before we are that civilization in the movie WALL-E, if you've seen WALL-E, where they're all morbidly obese and they're just carted around. And all they do is eat all day and talk on phones to each other when they're right next to each other. They don't even look at each other. I mean, we're not that far from that if we don't wake up and shape up. So I guess the point of this video was to, to tell you, and I've talked about this at great length in other videos of mine on this channel, what I've been through, what I've been through and the healing crises that I went through one after another. I'm telling you, it was just this wave. It was, oh, okay, thank God I got some reprieve. And then nope, right back in, and each one was higher than the next. And it's because I was in resistance and refused to listen. And so I'm hoping that this can, one thing, that's all I ask. One thing, what it is, whatever has been nagging at you, one change that you need to make, even if it's a gradually to the end goal. Like, let's say you've been getting negative, and there are people, not everyone resonates with this, but there are people who need to be, for their bodies, because of what their bodies want, they need to be vegetarians. And they may not be right now. Now, for me, I still eat meat, and I'm good with that right now. I totally foresee all of humanity eventually getting to vegetarian and maybe even veganism. Veganism is hard for me because I love my cheese. But I can see that as a process, that we eat less and less other living creatures, right? And consume less of what other living creatures create as well. And so I can see that. But for me right now, I eat meat. I'm happy with that. I've cut way down, but I've cut way down on all of those things that are not really super nourishing. Like, I'm eating a lot more raw foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, berries, that kind of thing. But I do still eat meat, and we eat raw dairy. And we're happy with that right now. But there are people who should be, their bodies have been telling them, you really need to stop eating meat, and they're ignoring it because they love the taste so much. All you have to do is commit to cutting down. Commit to, okay, if you have meat, let's say at 3 meals a day, cut down to 2. And you'll notice that if that's the right path. If you feel worse, you need to figure out if it is because your body is detoxing a little bit because you're treating it better, or if it's because it's really not your path. And that is where I think some maybe first wave, way shower healers can come in. Okay. Everybody knows somebody, right? The weird aunt who dresses like a gypsy. Okay, we're not all like that, but you know what I'm talking about. Like everybody knows somebody who has totally embraced this path, has stepped into their own power, doesn't give a shit what anybody else thinks of them, dresses the way they want, says the things they want to say, and they're just like, when you think of, of someone who is on this path, that's who you think of. Okay, then you reach out to that person and ask for help. Everybody's got at least one person in their life. That's by design. We're not left alone on this journey. We're not left alone at all. We have each other, and we have each other through technology for the most part. We are starting to form physical communities, and I am so in favor of that. I'm old school. I don't care for technology. I don't care for this, these relationships via, the metal, via AI. I want the real thing. But when we're scattered all over the globe, this is a beneficial thing to have technology. And so I have learned to find gratitude in that. But we're not left alone. We're given people on our path. You may just meet somebody at the grocery store. And before you know it, you're exchanging business cards. And this person, does tarot or does hand readings, palm readings, whatever. If they feel good to you, then that's who you are supposed to turn to for help. Okay. And like I said, don't try to do this all by yourself. I did. And then, of course, I went through the phase, which is kind of a first waiver thing. And we're hoping to help, the next waves, either move through it quicker or not get caught in the loop at all. But we went through these phase. I'm sure all of us did, the first waivers. Those of us going through, we agreed to go through this first. We agreed to get the brunt of it. We agreed to pave the way to, we're the ones in the front of the line with the machete, carving the path through the jungle. Okay. Follow the path. Don't stray from the path. We worked really hard carving that out, for God's sake. And so, for those of us who agreed to do that, it was, we came here to do that so that we could turn around and prevent you from going through it, going through the same stuff we had to go through. It's supposed to be easier for you. Okay. And we survived. Okay. I mean, but it's time. It's time to look at your lives. It's time to one change. That's all I ask. That's what I did. After I learned, after I got thrown off the cliff and made 1,000 changes overnight, and my body really just kind of went into, I don't even know. I feel like I was in stasis for a while because my body just didn't know what to do, and I had to shut down to let it all integrate. But I did not stop. I kept plowing through, and I committed to these changes because I needed to feel better. Because the way I felt all of a sudden was just not good, not even viable for. Just not. Let me tell you, every second was excruciating, and I was there for months in that place. So I don't want you to do that. I'm your mom. I want to help you. Parenting through Ascension. Hello. That's why one of the reasons I called it that. And I have been called everybody's mom. And I do tend to feel I have a lot of maternal, unconditional love to give. So anyway, okay, so that I don't keep on babbling. So, and I would say stop whining, stop complaining. If that's where you're at, wherever you are at is perfect. What I'm saying is it's time to pay attention to the signs, to the messages, and you will know what it's time to change. Okay. And if there's nothing right now, maybe tomorrow, something will whisper in your ear, right? That it's time to change. Maybe it's time to quit smoking. And there are so many ways, natural ways that help you through that. Okay. Research, look it up, ask that weird aunt, if she has any advice about it, ask her to look into her crystal ball. Reach out to somebody and ask for some guidance. But it's time for you to take action. Okay, because I cannot sit and listen to, if somebody asks for how did I do it? How did I do it? I love to share how I've done it. I absolutely love to share how I've done it. 10 seconds into my story, I'm getting hands in my face. Oh, no, never mind. I won't do that. Like, oh, well, I don't eat, I gave up, for the most part, I gave up carbs except for fruit. I don't really eat any other, oh, no, I can't do that. God, no, I'm not going to give up carbs. Well, then, if you don't want to hear besides the fact that it's like, well, why did you even ask? But they will literally like stop me from speaking and either just walk away or laugh in my face. And that's, of course, that's me being triggered. But could we stop being rude? You asked me how I did it, and I tried to tell you, and you laughed in my face and walked away. That's happened to me many times. So, yeah, I guess I'm just releasing a little bit too. Stop being rude to me. I'm going to stop caring about that. I'm just going to let that go right now because that's your journey, not mine. And it's, it's my mom stuff. I want to heal everybody. I want to heal the world. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to eat their greens. I want everybody to be healthy. I want everybody to find their true loves. I want all of that for you. So it's time to take action. It's time to do that change that has been nagging at you. Stop fucking whining about it and do it. Okay. And, reach out to me, reach out to someone, that if you keep thinking about someone and that they could help you with this, that they're those, they talk about a lot of weird stuff. They're the woo woo. If you keep thinking about them, chances are you're supposed to reach out to them. Okay. Very, very possibly. So, and there's so many of us, we're all over on purpose. There's a bunch of us in every town because we were planted, we were, star seeds. Hello. We were planted here for a reason so that everybody would have access to us. Okay. And we can share our stories or we can just, help you through Reiki, help you through card readings, which is, literally divine guidance from the cosmos in your highest good. That is the intention I set every time before I do any readings. Only and always in your highest good. Okay, so seek people out, seek out help, and know that there's lots of it. We're just waiting. We're just waiting for you to reach out. We don't feel that it's right to solicit, to a certain degree. I definitely am putting myself out there with this channel. I have business cards. I'll pass out my business cards unapologetically. I will hand out my business cards, but I am not going to chase you down. Okay, you have to come to me ready and willing to make the changes and ready and willing to face your demons. And I'm here to tell you they're not any match for you. Okay? You came here as love and light, to spread love and light, to create a new world of love and light. Demons are terrified of that. They're no match for you. I promise. So I promised a lot of things in this video, didn't I? See, as a rule, as a mom, I try never to say, I promise I'll do that. What I say instead is, I promise I'll try. It's kind of a loophole I can create for myself. Well, I said I promise I'd try. I did try, and I couldn't get it done. Anyway, little tip, moms, if you're overwhelmed, don't ever promise to do anything. Just promise you'll try. Just for your own sanity. So anyway, that is my video for today. I hope it wasn't too off the rails. I hope it wasn't I hope it wasn't too tough love. I love you guys, and I just want to help. That's why I'm here. Okay, I'm here for you. So hopefully this resonated. If it did, please like and share. Subscribe to my channel, like and share that. Whatever you want to do. I'm just going to keep sharing, even if I had just me and the camera. I'm going to keep sharing. So I will see you next time. Wendy Lou, Parenting Through Ascension. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.